Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you've been well. Today I'm looking like a homeless person. I'll get to that in a second. And we're gonna take a nice big dump, nice big gear dump. That is, I'm trying something new this month. So as you guys know, I have a lot of gear. I get a lot of gear. I have a lot of relationships with a lot of companies. A lot of other companies are trying to send me stuff all the time. So that means I get stuff delivered all the time. Some of that stuff makes it into videos, some of it makes it into reviews if I feel like those things are noteworthy or fun or interesting. And a lot of the other items are maybe cool, but they're like a really small item, and I don't make that many videos, and I feel like making videos on all the little items I have, I'd make like thousands of videos, and ain't nobody got time for that. So in this video, I'm going to talk about just a bunch of random gear. So for those of you that just kind of like to hear me talk, and for those of you that are into like little gear, some of this stuff I'm planning on doing bigger reviews on. So it's kind of like a preview video. And I'm also going to use it as a way to gauge your interest. So if I talk about stuff and I get a bunch of comments that say, I really want a full review of that thing, then I'll queue that thing up for a full review. If I get no interest in some of these things, then yeah, I mean, some of these things don't really warrant a full review. Anyway, that's the structure of this video. And then we'll talk about this dirt on my face. So once every couple years, maybe once every year, I just let my facial hair grow for, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks, since I'm just too sick of looking at what I got going on my face, which is coming up. So I'm a few days in here, maybe like 5 actually, maybe 4 or 5 days in. And consensus is I still can't grow a beard, so Asian genes are still holding me back from having a beard. For those that ask all the time why I don't have a beard, it's because if I tried, this is what we get. All right, weird, huh? So if you're not a subscriber of my channel, you're like, what's going on? If you are a subscriber of my channel, you still might be like, what's going on? But that's okay. What's going on now is there's a few items. One item is time sensitive. So Olight, you know I'm friends with Olight. They send me all their new lights. I do kind of like some beta testing for them for some stuff, and yeah, they don't pay me any money. They've never paid me for a video or anything, but they do send me product. This is one they sent out. It's called an R50 Seeker. So what this light is you see it's a little bigger here. It's basically, if you're a fan of the S1 series of lights and you were like, I just wish there was a bigger one, this is that light. It's got magnetic rechargeable tail cap, same dealio, but unfortunately this tail cap is bigger than the S1 one, but still magnetic, so still nice. Uses a big battery. This isn't really a review of the flashlight, but it's a big, relatively powerful flashlight. I'm trying to make this video fast, so I'm probably not gonna like do split cuts and make it nice. But anyways, about this light, I might do a review of it later, but it's going on sale, flash sale tomorrow for like 40% off. And I think if you spend like over X amount of dollars, they throw in some other light for free as well. So if you wanted a like slightly bigger, not gigantic, so here's another light. Here's the Surefire Tactician versus the R50. So the R50 is definitely a bigger light, but not like a crazy massive light. A little bigger than I would EDC probably, but just kind of a nice task light, keep in your truck, keep on your counter or whatever if you need a bigger flashlight. Magnetic tail cap, which is always nice. Let's see. Can you see back here? So that's metal, sticking to that. Very good. The controls are just like the S1 basically. All right, so moving on, sale tomorrow. I'll link to it, tomorrow being Friday. So if you're watching this video on Thursday when I think I'm gonna upload it, sorry, my cable's all caught under my chair. There's that. Does come with a little holster sheath guy as well. Another light they sent me actually a long while back, and they're so nice over there. They even engraved this little guy with Mike, with my name. Anyway, this is the one I think it's the I1R EOS. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but it's a tiny little light, a tiny little flashlight, and it's kind of a nice flashlight. So you twist it and you get to low mode, which is nice, just enough light to do what you need to do most of the time if it's actually dark. You twist it further and it gets bright. I think like 180 lumens or 120. In any case, it's a really nice like keychain light. It is similar. Sorry, we're not getting good focus on here. It wants to focus on my face. Similar in size to the kind of pretty popular Streamlight, but blows it away as far as lumens are concerned. And rather than using little coin cell type batteries, it is actually rechargeable here with a micro USB. So super convenient. If you're looking for a surprisingly bright, very convenient, compact little keychain type light, this is it for you. I'll link to all this stuff down below. And again, chime in the comments below if you're like, oh, I want to hear more about that light, or if you have a question about it. Again, this video is not meant to be a review of any of these things. More like, hey, check out some gear that I may review in the future if you want it, or if not, it's just kind of like a, hey, check this stuff out. Surefire also sent me some stuff. The XH35, which I've had for a while now. This is 1,000 lumens max vision beam, made to integrate with their Masterfire series of holsters, I think, and it's switchable, so you can have it always be 300 lumen or 1,000 lumen. You can always have it be strobe or not strobe. So it's kind of nice because you're not fiddling around with like double tapping buttons to get into a mode. If you know you want strobe mode, you just set it to strobe ahead of time. If you know you only want 300 lumens, you set it to low ahead of time. So that's kind of a nice feature of these. XH35, I'll probably end up doing a review of this light at some point in the future. Good pistol light, but due to this stuff on top, probably doesn't make as good of an AR light, like mounted at 12 o'clock, like I like to use X300 sometimes. Good light by Surefire though. Also a Tactician, which I carried EDC for a little bit to try it out. It's a nice light. It's a nice EDC light. You guys know I love my Olight S1 Mini. So I still carry that just because it's so compact. And then I carry my Olight PL Mini on my gun. But if you want a light with kind of a little bit more tactical application, the Tactician is probably what you're looking for. It has a momentary only, so I can't turn this on constant unless I twist it. Then it's on constant. And then the brightness mode also you can control, so you can go to low or you can go to high. So it's very, it's intuitive because all you're doing is pressing the tail cap, and it's very controlled. So you won't activate a low mode if you don't want to. You won't have a constant on if you don't want to. You won't have, you can set it to exactly what you want, and that's the only thing you're going to be able to do with it. Kind of like the XH35 in that regard. So Tactician, another cool little light, does use just your standard CR123s. Wish it was rechargeable, but it isn't. Another light they sent out is the M600DF. DF for dual fuel. This is the most powerful long gun weapon light pretty much, I think, on the market right now at 1,500 lumens. Dual fuel meaning you can use CR123s and you can use 18650. So I'm stoked to see that Surefire is getting into the rechargeable battery market. Olight and other companies have been doing it for a long time. Streamlight kind of does it on some of their stuff. Surefire kind of didn't really embrace it for a while, and I'm glad they're on board because I'm a huge fan of modern rechargeable batteries because they're pretty reliable and pretty good. Here's another little light. So if you are looking, a lot of times people ask me for budget stuff because I'll link to a lot of more expensive stuff. Surefire obviously is high-end. Olight is pretty high-end. Surefire is made in USA. The highest-end flashlights, the highest-end kind of mainstream flashlights you can get. Olight is kind of like the highest-end Chinese flashlights you can get, super high quality. And then there's other cheaper lights like this one. This one was sent to me. It's a light SAM, little AAA light, and it's nice. I'm not going to do a whole review on this one probably. I don't think it really warrants it, but it's got a recessed tail cap. So if you're into that, and some people are, it's got a clip that you can reverse to have kind of switch up, bezel up or bezel down. And yeah, I mean, it's a small light. Like here's the Tactician. Here it is compared to the S1 Mini, which is my carry. Anyway, another light that for you budget folks out there, it's pretty cheap. While we're on the topic of lights, let's do one more. This is different than all the rest, but I recently picked this up for camping. I'm always trying to kind of tweak with gear and get stuff that works really well. So this is just a Chinese lantern with 2 brightness modes and a flashing mode. You can go from lantern basically to like a flashlight, and it's not the best flashlight obviously, but it works. What I liked about this was had a solar panel, so you could recharge it with the sun obviously. And it does have kind of battery functionality where you can charge your cell phone from the battery in this. So it's kind of a survival type item. So when I can roll multiple items like that, survival and camping and practical stuff in, I do. So it does also have this little fold out thing. This wasn't sent to me. I actually bought this thing. It's pretty cheap, like 20 bucks I think, if you're wondering. What I did here though, if we get some focus, these 4 silver guys are magnets, little neodymium magnets that I added to add a bunch of functionality to this little lantern, because I'm into overlanding, car camping, camping with my truck. Most of my truck is made of metal. Having magnets on something makes it really nice to be able to get lantern light wherever I want to. Obviously the hook, yeah, is cool, and yeah, you can just stand it on its feet and go lantern mode like this, but being able to actually magnet it to stuff is huge. So I got these little guys, these little neodymium, I'll link to them too. I got like a big pack of them, like a 20 or 40 or 60 pack, and I just super glued them right on there. So it's a permanent magnet solution. If you like really care about scratches or something, like micro scratches on your car, you might want to put something over these magnets. I don't care about my truck. It gets scratched enough out on the trail anyway that I just don't really care. Sorry, my dog is growling. He may start barking here. This was sent to me by a company. I believe it's an S30 V liner lock knife, and it just looks cool, like futuristic, like something you would see in a video game. But yeah, they asked if I wanted them to send one out just to try out and get some feedback on, and I was like, looks like a cool knife. Sure, feels good, opens nice, has I believe it's like a titanium pocket clip. It's a pretty high-end knife. I think it's high hundreds maybe. I'll link to it if you're into this looking knife. It's relatively svelte. I've carried it a couple times. You know, I carry my Leatherman Skeletal. That was really my main jam still. So if you're looking for an EDC knife that really is mostly an EDC multi-tool, Leatherman's still my jam. Anyway, cool knife if you're into it. This is another thing that I've had for a long time, and I kind of forgot that it was sent out to me for a Kickstarter, so I kind of dropped the ball on this. This is called the TI Slice. This is titanium. It's a little razor blade holder, box cutter style. So this thing depresses in and locks it back in there. So this is like one of my main box opening devices, to be honest. I keep this on my counter. I bust it out when I need something like sharp. I have like a dull knife that kind of opens my like easy to access boxes, but I need something a little sharper. I'll go to this little guy just because it looks cool, and it obviously is very sharp with replaceable blades. Anyway, if this is something you'd like on your keychain or just to open boxes with or something, I will link to it I don't know off the top of my head if the Kickstarter is still going. I think it's done. But this is from a company that's done a lot of Kickstarters. They make a lot of cool belts, Badger strap, but yeah, so they're like a solid track record company, not a fly-by-night shop. They make a lot of cool stuff. That's one of them. What else? I had some other things here I wanted to talk about. So I think I showed this in another video already. This is not built, so it's I kind of just put it in here. This is a Glock 34 build I have coming up. It is Dynamic Weapon Solutions slide, Blacklist Industries barrel. I think I have a couple triggers that I'm going to be testing out in here. Sending this off to Risen Gunworks to get stippled. Mad Custom Coating did the Cerakote job. This is going to kind of be a test gun where I'm going to toss in aftermarket triggers, maybe try out different sights, because I don't like to do that stuff on my carry gun, and I always kind of wanted a Glock 34. So this is it, Glock 34. This is a Gen 3. This will be my only Gen 3 Glock that I currently have. So that I'm excited about. So I got to send this frame off. Sorry, my dog was, I wanted to make sure my dog didn't see something like a bear outside. This is another slide I have. This is for 19. This is for a Polymer 80 build that I haven't built yet. But this is a really cool knurled slide design. Southwest Precision. And this was a blank slide actually. So you can buy the slide, you don't need to send it into them. This is another Blacklist threaded barrel on here. It is milled for an RMR plate as well. Anyway, if you're into this look, the knurled slide look, this is a good option for you. Really nice, high quality milling. It looks good, feels good. The knurling, which maybe for me, I didn't think this would be very grippy, like seeing it in pictures, but it is quite grippy in real life. And this is also nitride. So I also have a Magnum Research Desert Eagle. Now these guys sent this out to me for testing. This is a 50 AE. Sweet gun. I've never owned a Desert Eagle. I've shot them a couple times, but I wanted to shoot a 50 at a Premier body armor panel video that's coming up soon. And so I asked if they would send me out a Deagle. And they did for testing and evaluation, shooting up body armor. I talked to them at NRA annual meeting as well. Really cool company, really cool people over there. So Magnum Research existed. They were bought by Car Arms. So Car owns Desert Eagle and a few other companies. And the owner of Car Arms, we have an Asian connection now. Just the most normal, down-to-earth, humble, normal guy. He was in the booth, just working the booth. I didn't even know he was the owner. So I was asking him some questions and found out he was, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Anyways, cool company. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to talk about also this you've seen in some videos. I am planning on doing a full review on this. So this is a bandolier, the Invert Bandolier. You toss it up. So I have my lapel mic, so I don't want to knock it around. You toss it over, not quite like this, but over your shoulder, and then you have these mags that hang down like this. This is actually in here wrong, but you get the gist of it. And this you just toss over your shoulder, and you'll have access to a couple mags, a few mags actually, and a med kit. You can set it up however you want. It's just kind of like a molly. That's the Invert Bandolier. I've been testing it out for a while. Love it. It's a really cool, innovative idea. Great to toss in your car or something if you have, like a truck gun or something like that. Well, speaking of, you guys have been asking me for a while to build a budget gun because I do a bunch of high-end stuff. I get it. High-end stuff. I like high-end stuff. This is your budget-ish gun. Budget-ish because the base rifle, well, in this case, pistol, but you can also get this in a rifle. But this base pistol is cheap. One of the most budget-friendly guns you can get out there. This specific one is an 8.5-inch 300 blackout. This isn't that cheap, but They tossed one of these in for me, and they don't typically Cerakote it, but they did Cerakote this one and put my little logo on it, so that's sweet. This is from Radical Firearms with their little rad logo over here. Anyway, a budget gun that has a few nice little upgrades on here. Ambi safety, kind of like a nicer mag release, a nicer bolt release. So it's a cool little gun. M-LOK handrail. This is, did I just say it's an 8.5 inch 300 blackout? I wanted a truck gun that was cheaper. I don't really park ever in scenarios, situations, or places where my truck is realistically going to get broken into. And when I do, I have a way to secure this that I'll share with you guys probably in a future video. Anyway, people have been asking for a budget gun, and I don't do budget guns usually, but here's one. I went full budget here. I have an Olight, the Pl2 Valkyrie. So this is 1200 lumen light for under $100, and quick detach. So it makes kind of a nice 12 o'clock weapon light to toss on here. Obviously at 12 o'clock it is ambidextrous. Controls that I can access back up here a little bit pretty easily, or if I do a thumb over the top grip. So kind of an interesting 12 o'clock setup. I've run pistol lights at 12 o'clock quite a bit in the past. Then we have a primary arms red dot here. Sticking with the budget theme, a primary arms red dot. And then not budget, I put a ScalarWorks mount on this because I had an extra one. I had a rifle that had a T1 on it, and I switched it over to an MRO. So I had an extra ScalarWorks mount lying around that I tossed on here. So aside from the SB Tactical SB3, which is a collapsible pistol brace, which is going to be nice to keep this thing nice and compact, but also get a nice fuller length cheek rest out of it. Budget light, budget optic, budget gun, budget life. So I do have a budget AR build coming up for all you people that have been asking for budget stuff. I hear ya. I hear ya. Oh, and the only other announcement I wanted to do was, I get asked this question probably almost daily because I got a special early release like prototype of the Vertex Gamut backpack in a colorway that wasn't out yet. It's coming out this summer, and people are asking me, when's that color coming out? When is that color coming out? When is it coming out? And it's coming out soon. Vertex sent me out a couple. I gotta send these back, so that's why the tags are still on them. And that's why I can't give these away, but I am gonna give one of these away next month to my patrons. So if you're a patron and you want to win commuter sling. Sorry, it's late like it always is when I'm filming videos. I'm giving one of these away next month to my Patreons. But I wanted to show you some of the new colors. This is a transit sling, this is a commuter sling, and new colors are coming soon. So if you've been wanting one, get ready for that purchase. Probably in the next week or two, I think, is when they're dropping. I'll do a little review of the commuter sling as well, and I'll try and launch it on the day that they launch. So turn on those notifications if you want to be notified of that. And yeah, I do have a code at vertex.com, vertx.com, that'll save you 25% off of everything over there. That is LLOD, those 4 letters. You can try that coupon code at a lot of places. I'm building relationships for you guys and for me and for my channel, obviously. But as part of that, whenever possible, I'm getting coupon codes, and I'm going to always try to make them LLOD because it's easy for you. 4 letters, whenever they allow it, it's there. So I always list coupon codes that I have, kind of like permanent ones, down in the video description at the very bottom. So if you're ever looking for coupon codes, you ever want to save a buck or many bucks, check those out. Ooh, this one, check this out. So this was done up in multicam black. This is a magazine extension that I haven't actually installed yet from Shield Arms. cool guy over there, Brandon, reached out, wanted to send some magazine extensions out, and this is one of them. He sent a couple of them out. So yeah, high quality work. I haven't installed it yet, but I will. So for those that are looking for magazine extensions from a cool company, a good guy, good solid dude, Brandon, Shield Arms, check those out. I think that's it. I think that's all. I'm getting delirious already, so this was one of those videos, one of those delirious videos. Sorry about that. Everything else is good. Life is good. I decided I would make this video to give you guys a little break from the truck stuff. A lot of you are into the truck stuff, overlanding, truck, Tacoma, mods, yeah, sick. And some of you are like, Mike, where's the gun reviews? So, trying to keep it nice and diverse with all my interests. Anyway, I hope everything is great with you guys. Again, comment down below if you want to see more on something I did in this video, if you want to see something that wasn't in this video. I always like gear recommendations because I can't know everything. So a lot of the stuff I find out is from you guys. You guys are out there. You're reading forums that I don't have time to be on, all of them, and magazines that I don't have time to read all of them. And so you find out stuff, and then you comment on my page, and then I read those comments, and then I research it, and I'm like, that looks cool. I'm going to try and get one so then I can review it on the channel. So I always appreciate those comments. All right. Good night, guys.